hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Where is Charles? What is going on, entertainment? So today I'm coming to y'all with another video. We're talking about Housewives of Atlanta episode 6 and 7. Okay. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Angela for carrying this season on her back, really, because with Kenya leaving, this season was going to be a mess. The ratings are still not as high. I hate how people still are talking about these ratings as if streaming does not exist. We have to stop doing this to these black shows. There's these shows that are predominantly white that have some of the lowest of ratings season after season after season and get brought back because the powers that be love them. So we gotta stick to what is us. Although we may not like what represents us, we still have to stick with what is us at the end of the day. Okay? I mean, look at Kim's Don't Be Tardy for the Party. Don't y'all think she should have got canceled after the first 2 seasons or 1 season? But no, she came back season after season after season. So we have to have some sort of loyalty, okay? So Angela, the episode starts off, she's talking to Cynthia. She's telling Cynthia how much of a loyal friend she has to, that she's is, and how she's going to have Drew's back, regardless of if people talk behind her back when she's not there. The thing is with Angela, she belongs in an older era of Housewives. You can tell, like, she would fit in good, I feel like, when it comes to seasons 3 through 8. She would be perfect. For that era, that's where she would have fit in. Now, it's like they're trying to usher in, like, these younger girls and these fresher storylines, and it's like, she seems so dated out of the group, which I love that about her, because it's like, you can tell she's not... you could tell she hasn't studied reality TV. I'm gonna say that. I like watching people who you could tell they haven't studied reality TV, especially with shows like this. Like, I prefer somebody who studied reality TV that goes on like a competition show, like me, but not somebody who goes on a lifestyle type show like this. Like, you could tell Britt, she studied reality TV. The sayings, the line, the one-liners, like, you could tell she's trying a little hard. Okay. So Cynthia's asking her, she's like, where's Drew? Is Drew on the way? She's like, you keep telling me Drew's on the way, child. They have made Drew like a big deal in this show, which is so crazy to me, because it's like, y'all have made her so much more important than what she really is. And y'all really is giving her like more and more seasons as you guys do that, especially you, Portia. Like, you're giving Drew a sense of importance that is out of this world. Okay. Now, Drew ends up coming to the freaking Nashville house, and Angela tells her where her room is at. They gave her a sister butt bed. Sister. Y'all remember sister? She had these 2 bunk beds in the room, which I don't get how a bunk bed was in a room where it's gonna be like there's no kids, but that's the room that Drew got. She got the maid quarters. Okay, so they stuck her in the maid quarters, and Angela's just laughing because before Drew even walked up in the room, she knew it was a bunch of BS. But Drew still decides to stay in good faith. Drew's better than me. I wouldn't have went. One thing about me, I'm not going to go where I'm not invited. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go where I'm not welcomed. I'm not going to go where I'm appreciated. I'm not going to stay where I'm not appreciated. I'm not going to stay where I'm undervalued. Anything that makes me feel away, I'm not staying. You're me. So it's like, for her to go, that took a lot of like, good. You and Portia was not that good of a friend. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have went. Fuck her. That's what I would have said. That beginning of the episode with Shamea singing that country song, I see what Shamea's doing. She trying to make sure that we all know that she's a singer, promoting that music career as much as she can. Go ahead, Drew, okay? Because if your friends are not going to do it, you do it on your own, okay? Now, after Drew sort of sees her room, we see Shamea like FaceTime with her husband. She's crying about the struggles of potentially maybe having another baby. One thing I will say, I see that they're making sure that Shamea is like some of the center focus of some of the serious storylines this season, which is sad because like we've had previous seasons where she could have been used as maybe like a storytelling type of way, even as a friend, even though she wasn't a full-time housewife, and she wasn't. So it's like, it just goes to show you how like you really got to put yourself on. Although they offered her a peach and they didn't use it, and she denied it, because people that say they're your friends will not try to put you on, because you can't tell me she was friends with Portia all these years and we didn't know any of this about her. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, now as she gets emotional, whatever, the girls are getting ready to like go out to an excursion, two separate excursions. The outfit choices ain't made no sense to me. Was y'all going to the Renaissance concert or was y'all going to Outers in Nashville? Kelly, the titties is crazy. I'm like, girl, ain't Nashville a redneck type of country, type of city? Like, oh, I was like, oh my God, I'm scared. They're going to kick a black ass out. Like, it's just like, ah. It's the way that Kelly just had her tatas just out. She had pasties on there, the Renaissance cowboy hat with the jangles. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. It kind of confused me because I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all sure this is allowed with cameras following? Now, they had either two excursions. One of them was like whiskey tasting, and there was another excursion, right? So on the way there to the excursions, we see Shamea start to get emotional. And she said she got a text by this lady who said, I understand what you were going through, because basically her ex-husband was abusive towards her. So she started breaking down about it and receiving the text message. And they used Kenya's DV scene that she did a couple seasons ago. And I'm like, wait a minute. If y'all gonna cut her off completely. Don't be using things that she did on the show. Don't be referring back to her and showing her and everything like that. Y'all fired her, right? Then let her go completely. Act like she never was on the show. But no, y'all can't do that because she's still relevant in the group in some way. Her impact still lasts, doesn't it? So I found that to be very interesting. They even used her name too, talking about Kenya Moore's event or DV infomercial situation. So they used that. But when she was there, they didn't put no tag name, ain't no confessionals, nothing. So I found that to be very interesting that they did that. It's giving that like they're sort of waiting to see how the audience perceives Brit, and then may let her go after the season and bring Kenya back like as a friend and ease her back her in, especially if the ratings don't increase when Phaedra comes, because I don't think they are. Anyways, so the girls are sort of comforting Shamea about everything. I looked up and did some research, and I found out who this ex-husband was, and you know how this whole story came about. His name is King Solomon Smallwood Jr. Now, this is the guy that she's referring to that was abusive towards her, because when she said he was a known person, it was extremely successful, I automatically think, you know, it was like rapper, baller, you know, the huge. But this guy, King Smallwood Jr., Shamea opens up about him on Bravo's like official website. If you look on Bravo's official website, they actually did a whole article just about her, talking about her experience in that relationship and the stuff that she went through. If you could take a look here, it says fans know Shamea is a happily married mom of two. Shamea discussed her ex-husband with her castmates. I got a call from a former friend, and then they broke down what happened on the scene and everything like that. And they talk about how she was married in 2008. And they again refer back to the whole DV infomercial. So there's that. Okay. Shout out to Shamea for really opening up, because we're really getting to know her a lot deeper than some of the other girls. I know a lot of people on the internet are saying they feel as if Portia's giving friend of. I wouldn't say that. And y'all know I'm not a fan of the girl. I wouldn't say that. I feel like people are trying to say that because they're trying to make that girl lose her job. But I don't think she's giving friend of. But I will say we're not seeing any of her personal life. We get the whole Dennis situation going on, but we're not seeing anything personal of Portia. Like, she's giving us a whole lot of fluff, and that's what Phaedra does. So it's like we already have fluff, but AI gonna bring more fluff. So we're gonna have a marshmallow. roasted in Nashville. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, next thing you know, we see, the girls go on a separate excursion, right? Britt is talking to Angela and Cynthia, and the girls are all sitting down, and Britt starts to break down because she feels like the girls didn't show empathy and sympathy. This is her words, y'all. Empathy and sympathy. She probably learned that word when the situation happened for her and what happened. She starts to break down. Angela apologized. But my whole thing is, the only reason why y'all had that interaction is the way you came at her. You don't come at people crazy and they get mad at the response. I'm sorry. You came at that lady crazy. Talking about, what are you not getting? Like she's like a kid. To me, Angela is showing these girls too much grace because it's like, couldn't have been me. I would have cussed her ass out something nasty because you're not for to yell at me like I'm the one that showed your news, bitch. I'm not the one who did it, bitch. Get mad at Kenya. Don't yell at me. Like I hate when people do that. Like when they're mad at something and then they take it out on us on somebody that has nothing to do with it. That pisses me off more than anything. This is what I mean where Angela gives a lot of these girls grace because it's like, had that have been somebody else, they really would have told Britt off again because it's like, don't try to make me feel guilty and gaslight me for defending myself when you came at me. So meanwhile, Portia is talking to Shamea and a couple other girls about Drew being on the trip and everything like that. Mind you, Drew, let me tell y'all. The person who's the most heartless is Drew. That bitch don't give a fuck. That girl don't care. You hear me? When Britt was crying, she was like, oh, she gave like this little sad puppy dog face, like, oh, it was like a too bad, so sad type of face. Now I see why Drew was best friends with that messy punk Anthony because it's in her. She's a messy girl up on the inside. Like, let me tell you, you gotta watch out for that Drew because she's a little heartless, though she. She could have cared less with the face she was making when Britt was crying. Portia's talking about Angela and her inviting like Drew and everything. She keeps referring her to like Angela as like that one and stuff like that. That's the little mean girl stuff that Portia does that she thinks it's cute. It's not cute. You're like in your 40s, babe. Like you're not 15 years old. You're not a baddie, meaning like she's a baddie and she looks like a baddie. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying like you're not like a young girl. You're not like 15, 21, like out like some of y'all Portia stands confuse me because it's like let somebody else do what Portia does. Y'all wouldn't be like firing their butts into a ravine, but Portia gets away with it. It just don't make sense to me. But anyways, we get to where they get to the house and they have like a dinner, right? This dinner, they're all sitting down. Mind you, they have these waiters and stuff that come down, which fine Nashville men, okay? At one point of the episode, they had these white Nashville men that came out, which Drew was me because I was like, none of them are appealing. But a couple of the other girls were feeling this. Cynthia ain't had no D in so long, she was hot in the panties for them white men's. Okay. So this final dinner, as you see on the thumbnail right there, they're all sitting down and they're talking about, everything that has been going on. And Drew sort of asks, how does Portia feel that she's there or whatever, right? Portia talking about, oh, I'm straight. And Portia's been doing this thing to where like she sort of looks back and forth when somebody's talking to her to avoid like answering and to try to be funny. I don't get why she does that. Once again, I don't know why she thinks it's cute because it's not. Like, I guess she's trying to be funny and shady with it, turning around like that. But it's like, girl, what makes you think that is funny? Because it just makes you look like an ass. She keeps turning around like that. Drew is trying to talk to her. She's like, "Oh, I even brought you a gift." Because what that was one of my first thoughts is, I really hope Drew did not come there and then bring a gift. Now she ended up bringing whiskey. It's a cheap gift, but it's a gift nonetheless. So she asked Portia, does she think it's okay for her to be there? She like, you straight. And then we get to Angela. She sort of Angela is sort of talking about why she invited Drew and stuff like that, and her being there. Portia once again keeps turning around. She tells Angela, you know, I just want you, I just want you to give my, I just want to give my ass for you to kiss. Angela says in her confessional, she's not kissing Fix the Flat. You're not kissing BBL booty. It's not Fix the Flat. You got the wrong girl, okay? Portia got BBL booty, okay? That's what you'd be kissing, the BBL booty. You're not kissing BBL booty, and I don't blame you for kissing BBL booty because that's what Portia got. It's like they think that Angela is not a shade or a reader, and she really is one of the top readers this season. So I cannot wait for this reunion to see what she gives. After Portia tells Drew, like, oh, she's straight, Drew gets into this emotional tangent, starts to cry, and just walks out. She said, I'm not doing this because it's childish. I'm going to go home. Okay. So all the girls, they're sitting down for a little bit until they break off into everything. Portia reveals to Cynthia, with her and Cynthia sitting in the bed, that she's been getting text messages and updates on like the whole Simon thing. So that's why she's all down and depressed. And she feels like her going through what she's going through now has given the girls grace for her not to snap on them. I really would want to see Portia and Angela in a verbal match because I don't think it's going to end well for Portia. I think Portia will get her feelings really hurt because all you could say is the Charles situation. But it's like, you know, your history is not clean either, Portia. You have had a successful relationship in how long? So it's like, say what you want about Charles. Well, Angela be saying Charles. Say what you want about Charles, but at least she's still with Charles. Okay? So the girls, you know, Angela heads to bed while all the rest of the girls are downstairs, booty shaking, booty popping, pop, 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 popping the tissy, popping the tissy, popping the tissy. So as they're popping the tissy, they're getting drunk. They're having basically a bolo night. This is where Bravo, y'all be dropping the ball. This is a cast where they get lit after 1 a.m. Y'all need to have their cameras up after 1 a.m. Okay? Have two separate crews or something that comes in the middle of the night, have these girls filming them so we could catch everything. Because that's how they get slick. Once they like, oh, we done filming? Okay, that's when they start talking they real shit. That's when they start saying stuff that they wouldn't want to say on camera. And that's when we got to get people's word of mouth of who said what. We need to start instilling that in Bravo. No privacy. Okay? Because then you can't say, oh, I didn't say that. The Hennessy, no. We want to see it all light and bright. Literally. Until all the girls are literally asleep, that's when y'all put the cameras down. Have two crews, one overnight, one through the day and the night. So that way everybody gets their rest. That's just how I feel. So apparently Portia was talking about Charles and she was like, oh, she better calm down before I fuck him. Portia, that Jezebel spirit is fucking you up, isn't it? Who says that about somebody? Like, that is some crazy ish talking about before I fuck him. And this is why I didn't feel bad with Kelly asking her, why'd you take that lady husband? Because, and this is why I also say with Portia, she knew that this is why I don't believe the whole story with Simon and Fallon and them breaking up and going through stuff and they were separated when she got with him. I think that was all a complete lie. Portia made that up and Simon and her curated that story so it could make Portia look less like a hoe. She knew that lady was married. Simon probably wanted the pussy and she gave him the pussy. That's it. Like, let's be real here. That's what happened, Portia. You're trying to like make it all nice and pretty, and it's just no. We see what's going on. So apparently Angela tried to do Bravo's job and record it by voice, but she didn't get a chance to record it because they was all out and drunk. So she went out there to confront them. She's like, what'd you say about Shaz? You said something about Shaz? Portia's like, I don't want to talk about this. She runs off drunk with her booty out. Somebody who I side-eye is Shamea. You need to be real careful of Portia. If she's comfortable enough to say that about a lady that she don't know like that, imagine what she has said about you behind your back and also you and your husband. You need to be very careful. You are married to a successful, rich African who is legal and who is also making money legal. You need to be very careful. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Men are weak. I am one, so I know this. You feel me? So it's like, it would just take one time and one moment for her to come over for some sugar or something, and next thing you know, she fucking on your husband. So for you to be so close and stuff with Portia, I'm talking about in the time of filming, because right now, they're not even friends like that. And not really check Portia on saying that is very questionable to me. Very questionable. Whether it's a joke or not, you shouldn't joke like that, especially with Portia's history. You literally are known for sleep taking somebody's husband. You might not want to joke about that drunk or not. And a drunk mind speaks a sober tongue. So it's like, was that really a joke? Was it really the Henny? She goes on Watch What Happens Live, you guys, with Giselle. First of all, Portia's not going anywhere. For all you Portia haters, she's not going anywhere. I'm not a Portia hater, I just don't like her. But she's not going anywhere because the way that Andy was smiling ear to ear and having a ball, that lady is going to stay there for seasons to come. And that's just is what it is. We're just going to all have to accept that. I'm just saying, okay? It's the next morning and Angela's pissed. Kelly walks up to her like, what's up? Kelly got on my nerves because you see her already in the mood. Don't be walking up all cheering and haha kiki when y'all was talking crap behind her back. Like, stop. Kelly, I like you, but don't be fake. Don't be fake. Don't be fake. And to me, Kelly, you need to stand up and sort of pick a side. This isn't Big Brother, don't get me wrong, but it's still like, stand up. You see what's going on and you need to point out what's right. You wouldn't appreciate if somebody said that about your husband. Okay? And the episode sort of ends off really there. These past two episodes are actually really good. It's sad that the ratings don't reflect this, but I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of the Kenya fans and the stands, turning off the TV as, rioting against the show because of her getting fired. That's what I attribute the ratings going down. I'm not saying she would have added to it, but I think a part of it dropped down because of her fan base turning off the show because they don't want it to be successful because she's not on there anymore. That's just how I feel. Okay? Let me know what y'all think down below, and we're out, babies.
No, personal.